there are two potential ways to scale your business. You can be aggressive, and then you try, to get funding, or you get money out of the market, like rising fund and so on. Or you want to create a company that is very solid in the base, and you try to scale and try to find the opportunity, to do, the jump from your size to a larger size of the company.
Today, my guest is Michael. Michael is the co-founder and the CEO of Amarula Solutions. Michael, thank you very much for joining me on this podcast. Thanks for being here. Please introduce yourself. Please introduce Amarula Solutions and tell us what you guys do.
Okay, I'm co-founder of Amarula Solutions. We are an embedded company focused on Linux embedded, Android mobile devices. I founded the company together with some friends in Netherlands some years ago. We started the business because our first project was basically porting a Windows phone to Android, and was really early 2010, 2009, for a project for the Dutch Marine. And I was getting in this project because I was having a long experience on taking a kind of open source Android phone, open source phone based on Linux. And that was contacted. After that, the Dutch guy said, okay, you are good guys. Maybe we can do a company together based on your experience. We can help. And yeah. And then we started Amarula Solutions in 2010 or 2011. We present our solution in the Mobile World Congress, and the name of the company comes from the fruit that is marula, and basically we look for something that said, okay, innovative companies, mobile phones, technologies, and so all the more fruit was booked by other companies like Apple, BlackBerry. So we just found that one is coming from South Africa, so we think about okay, we make some different from the usual and try to create this company. But it was fun. I mean, most of the time that I think that the past in Amarula Solutions said, okay, we create it for fun. It's still going good. We're still growing. We're still having a lot of things to do in the company, and I'm still here. So it's, and things that when I start, I was working in a research lab as a contractor, working with colleagues. Then I left and went to corporates. But I was the only one of these teams that decided to basically found a company. Maybe it was yeah. So definitely was nice, and I think still that I really enjoy the company. And I hope that all the colleagues that are together with me, they enjoy to cooperate and to create products for our customer, technologies, explore new technologies, and I try really to see the company, because we like the company is always as a social, let's say, scope too. No, it's because there are around employee families, people that want to learn, young people that go to the university that maybe will stay some years with us and then they jump to new careers. So we want those guys grow in our company. We want not left, they will a part of our growing, a part of our, we always try to experiment new technologies, to find the challenges. It's all about that one, I think.
Yeah.
The company is all about to find the new technologies to play with, and to enjoy with the customer some new products that they've envisioned, and help them to go to the market. It's what is Amarula Solution for me.
Amazing. And I like how you frame this, right? In this enjoyment of this. For what you do, you live in the best times ever to really focus, enjoy, meet new technology, and especially the last few years and all that AI coming, right? The world is changing, and you're just experiencing that by working with talented people, working with businesses, tackling problems. Some people don't like tackling problems. Some people essentially live to tackle problems, and that's what gives them the enjoyment. They still get annoyed if something doesn't work, but they have that mindset that allows them to reframe this. So fantastically framed by you. I really appreciate this. Tell me about, how did you, when you opened the company with your co-founders, I take it finding the first few clients and make it actually work from finance perspective, it's probably the most difficult for every single business, right? So how did you manage to find the first few?
Yeah, that is a good question, because it's funny. nobody put any coins in this company. That was the fantastic starting. People usually try to collect the money, to start the business. What we do is that we start with the projects, as I mentioned, mostly on the marine projects, and we porting this mobile phone from Windows to Android. At that time, there was most of the embedded devices in the market, rugged mobile phone was based on Windows. So for the manufacturer that was selling Windows Phone, was a benefit to them to receive the Android version for their customers. So we signed an agreement with them to provide the solution to them in this agreement. So we started to work on that project too. And this allows us to continue experimenting on porting within Windows and Android. So the Marine project, let's call it this way, start to give us some money, some revenue. And this money and revenue we reinvest in technologies. Basically, what we have done is this one. We create a network of competence because when you start to expose what you are doing to customer, then you get contacted. So at that time, I was contacted by one guy that I can't mention because now he left his business. It was Chris Bryson from UK. This guy was cooperating and working with Georgine. That was a company in Taiwan that I still in contact with them that does Wi-Fi modules. And what happened? Happened that they don't know a lot of companies supporting Europe that works on Android system as us at that time, because we was able to porting an Android system at the first version of Android. So we was really in the beginning of these technologies that was appearing in the market. We was able to say, okay, we can move components to Android and let some hardware that was running Windows to Android. So they said, please guys, can help us because we are selling our CPU module to this big corporate in Germany and we don't have any support channel in that area, okay? So this allows us basically to start to cooperate with this corporate. Was a great cooperation, is a really great times for me that allow us to work together with a large corporate in a very large project. It's a project that started in 2014 in the beginning and stay up to 2019. And then in that project, I really met a lot of people that you cannot imagine how much my vision at that time was so close about corporate and company. You always think the corporate are not able to create a new technology or are a bit, stopped by innovation. But at that time, I think that the company was at that time was Wincor Mixdoor. And yeah, I work basically for Georgine at that times together at Amarula Solutions to help them in the beginning of this project. And I stay in this project most of the times. And this allow me to create a new network. I met a lot of fantastic people. And this really opened my mind what can be, working together in international projects. So then I met people in Taiwan, China, traveled a lot. We was in Amarula Solutions, I can say to you, 1 year we went for a project in Shenzhen, okay? And the company was making a tablet for kids. And our work was to reduce the boot time so theoretically they want to boot Android in their tablet in 10 seconds, something like that. Okay. We achieve the goal, I remember. But at some point in the middle of our job, because my colleague was Italian as me, we was very focused and concentrated to deliver it in 2 weeks' times. And after 1 week, they said, we can go together to the Great Wall because our CTO is really happy for the first time to have European guys working together with Chinese guys in this project. And as Italian, unfortunately, we said that we prefer to close it in that period of times, and because it's much more convenient for us, the collaboration in place that then continue, far away from them. And then it was really funny because, it's the opposite. They wanted to give some fun and they want to really close in that the deal. And yes, the approach was So now that I still remember, I was so kind to us, the Chinese, and our visit was seen from me as like, oh no, they look like the beautiful friend that we ever met in our lives. It was a really great experience. I think that culture, talking about the companies and relationship in business, I think the most important part to have deal is the empathy. So the capability to understand the needs, try to help really the company, does not try to sell anything fakes or absurd and so on, and try to reach a compromise between the needs and what we really, the technology can offer to you at that time. And I think that most of the strategy, if we can call that one, is in Amarula, is still continue to propose what we really are able to do and still to suggest the best strategy for the customer. And sometimes it's challenge, you cannot imagine. Sometimes you basically you try to stay always on top of the technology and learn, continuously learn your projects internally, but this is not the same always in the company that you try to help. So that these is challenges to move together. So to make them do a step forward, and for you is the same, because you always think that your technology, your proposal is the best, but you never go in deep of the reality, or better, what is really make a products. You need to read to the reality. So you want to make a products. I cannot say that my customer are not able to make products. They make products. The products are in the market. They sell millions of products, so it's fine. Okay. But the technology are so fast evolving that what I try to do is that, okay, if we can do the same, but in less time, in a better way, it's not beneficial for both of the parties. I think so, because it's less frustrating for the technology company that try to accelerate the corporate or whatever. And for them is a step forward to reduce the time to market, or to produce products that are more stable in the market. And this every year is always, I don't say worse, but is very important to achieve in any company to really optimize things. Now I read a lot of news that companies fire developers because they think the AI will, cover the gap of the developers. But I think exactly the opposite. So it means if the AI really give a boost to your company and you are working good, why you need to not use the AI to improve your performances with the people that you already have, So it's a totally opposite view. Why I need to substitute people with the AI, and why not give the AI to my colleagues, or give the possibility to play with the AI with my colleagues to improve their way to work and to understand what will be the change in the next year. So they need to know that everything will change. They need to be prepared, because maybe the way that they approach the developer every day will change. And my way to approach the business will change. Now, Amarula is playing with AI, as you mentioned. We create an open source Gerrit plugins for reviewing, and it was forked some months ago by some company because we was very concentrated on OpenAI and ChatGPT technology, but they wanted to make it, let's say, compatible with other technologies. We insisted to the fork. And sometimes I will be happy that they fork, because I was some resistance in the company to adopt more open source technologies. But then I found after 1 year that the project that was forked was not progressing as enough as was progressing when it was in Amarula. So I'm thinking now to reinvest my times in this fork of the project and to continue to produce technologies. And that's the way we do. So we approach technology, we try to create products, we try to make them available to the market, because we are consultancies. We offer training in AI now for how to interact with OpenAI REST API to work and to make products. We are still a consultancy company. So our scope is still the same. So be a partner, technology accelerator for corporates or for companies to make their dream, to realize their dream in the market, make new products, make the product more stable, more secure. But this is a continued process, We engage customer every week. Tomorrow I have a call with a customer that have a lot of devices in the field. We talk at 1,000 of devices in the field, and they want to update the operating system for be I think, I don't know exactly, the story we'll know tomorrow, but I think that mostly for the Series A, for the new requirement for selling devices in the field, for security reason. And so they contact us because they come through the website, of course, but even because some of their colleagues inside their company, they know us by, collaboration in the past that maybe I don't know, I don't remember, but, after so many years, yeah, and so what they want to say that most important for me is to deliver very good product to company, because key people are continually moving from one company to the others. So in the embedded market, it's funny to say there are thousands of people, but then there are these 300 people that know each other. So if they move to corporates, or they move and you still have a good relationship with them, and you have done a good job, and they still remember you, you will be contact back, and this make your company maybe better, a new deal, new opportunities. Now, for instance, talking about technologies, we move some companies from using Qt as a toolkit for graphics to Flutter, no? And because we see an opportunity in this market. And even in this case, apart helping this company to start to work on Flutter, we even do upstream. My colleagues from the United States do upstream of Flutter in a project called Buildroot, to let it available to people to assemble application using Flutter in Buildroot. So it means we try really to propose always our features that are open source to the open source market as much as we can. And this change, I think, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I met, I think, 1 or 2 months ago in an internal talk, one guy that is called Michael Openhacker, that was the founder of Bootlin, and that when I was young, for me was like the star of, I said I want to be as them in the future, because they are more focused on embedded, I'm more, vertical, and it was really great, because it's like that you see someone that it's opened your mind, and yeah, those kind of people, or those kind of person that you met in your life, and increase your connection to the world. And the connection to the world allow you to scale your business, okay? Now, I think there are two potential ways to scale your business. You can be aggressive, and then you try, to get funding, or you get money out of the market, like raising fund and so on. Or you want to create a company that is very solid in the base, and you try to scale and try to find the opportunity, to do, the jump from your size to a larger size of the company. So Amarula is still waiting for this next jump, but I think that we created the base that are solid enough to be prepared, So I never let think that are not progressing. I never let the company to not be prepared a new challenge, new technologies. It's kind of that is impossible. So now it's the market. You need always to get an eyes on what happened around you. And yeah, so that is what I try to do.
Yeah, that's really, really cool. Really cool. I'm curious, really, to know, what is some next exciting projects you hope to work? What I'm trying to understand is like how you're going to go and maybe approach you. You're clearly very well connected, and you've had a good approach, essentially, focusing on how good you are and how exciting projects you work. But going forward next year too, right? The world is changing. It's much faster pace in how companies grow. So I'd like to know what kind of projects you would like to work on, and also how you're doing that as a company to find those new projects for you.
Okay, yes, I have some idea. So right now, first of all, I'm trying to consolidate our technologies. What does it mean? So in the past, we was creating, technologies and apply to customers. So we give to the customer the complete knowledge of the technologies. We're still doing it, but now we make more efficient inside the company the creation of libraries of components that can be easily reused in multiple projects. to create a new kind of products. That's what we try to do. So we try to our experience not only deliver to customer, but even to reuse this experience to create something inside the company, like kind of pre-elaboration of a potential new project, So it's not a project, but it's something that we would like to do it, okay? So we prepare it. So we have some internal needs, so we have the capability to create mobile application with this with internal skills. So we try to approach it and create a proof of concept, okay? We have these needs, we try to create already the proof of concept. And when this happens, we try to not commercialize, but try to say that this exists, it can be done, okay? This basically give us more visibility, okay? And what does it mean? It means that I try to work on three growing market right now. One is the same as legacy, but it's starving a bit, was the payment. I would like to continue to work on payment market, but it's kind of starving for the kind of the work that was done by Amarula Solutions. So payment terminal, okay? And the other one that is working a lot is IoT. So create small devices that can scale in the numbers using technology that can make your devices very cheap. Okay, so one of the project that now we are going to release is some very customized camera that using low-cost Chinese camera plus very low-cost Chinese components, but in a secure environment. So we create an architecture that allows us to have this camera that is able to stream as the resolution that we want with the quality that we want, because in China they are really good to create product very cheap that are working, but the camera security of camera in China are not always following the same paradigm. So we need to create product that make their camera secure, but in a cheapest device. So what we create is IoT. We try to create more IoT products, more than before, because there are two approaches in the company. One, you create a Linux devices or Android devices that is very complicated things that cost a lot, and you are not able to do the whole design and production, put it this way. We are not moving to production. The second topic is that to create IoT devices. IoT devices one nice thing. So you can create really IoT device, complete solutions, basically in-house as kind of software. You can see there are a lot of talks around in conferences about people that spend their time to create an entire watch using Zephyr. So it means that now IoT, you are able to create really complete devices using limited resources and to go to market if you have, the strength or you have the right partner. So what I try to do is to boost the IoT sector more than before, to scale, because this allows the company to create complete the products, design it, firmware, applications. So all the knowledge that we have in the company will be really concentrate in something that you deliver to the market. Because the other case is that you are part of a teams that deliver their product to the market. My colleagues and the CTO of Amarula Solutions is working with a corporate on delivering mobile phone in the market, but is a part of this project. Is not something that you can completely make in-house, because a mobile phone requires a lot of investment in hardware, research, certification, and so on. But an IoT device, it's much more limited design. So, and they scale a lot. If you're really targeting the right product, you really go fast to the market. I remember one company that I met in Mobile World Congress, I think, or Embedded World, that make a tag. That time, like 10 years ago, a tag for finding the keys. Was an IoT device, if I think now, very simple, but they scale immediately and they sell the company. They go immediately to the exit and they create a company in a few years. So get the right IoT products and get scale in the market. It means give a lot of income to your company that you can invest in new design and new things. So I think that the challenge of Amarula is to understand really how much of our business will move to the complete design of IoT products, okay? And right now I have 3 design working on, I already working on 3 design last year and a half, and make happy that because give the possibility to upstream some of the change that we made in this IoT device to make it public to the operating system that we use. Yeah, and that it's something that I will continue to do it. And yeah, and combine with AI, we will see. But there is a lot of things to do, Some people say to me that Amarula has more project than people or more technology than people. Maybe it's right. So maybe we try to explore too much, but give the possibility to have a look around, give you an idea where you want to go. I mean, you can have mainstream of developers to some specific sector, but you can have small, let's say, river or small river that work together, that let approach some kind of business that is, let's say, collateral, or give you some information that you can reuse in your mainstream business. So what we need to do is to continue to go to the stream business, so embedded devices design and software development on embedded devices, but at the same time approach several different markets, because most of the focus hour is in home automations, home appliance, Android phone. These are the three main business of Amarula. So things that are in your apartment, your house, or mobile terminal for business to business. This is the main focus. Apart of that, then of course you can write the mobile application for mobile devices, or you can write the IoT, small IoT devices. You can design a complete IoT devices for companies and deliver it to the companies. This allows us to continue to growing the people that are joining the company. It's not easy to take people that is young, put in your companies and make it growing, starting put in the arena and say, those are the lion, try to leverage your... You need to have this kind of side projects that allow you to grow all the people, to create the technologies, and to get all the knowledge in the main business stream and go ahead with the company. That is my idea.
Amazing.
But you can think different. That is what we do. I'm not saying that is the right things to do. I said that is my way now. If I learn from someone else that is not the right way to do, I are able to accept it.
Yeah, well, it is the right thing to do. You're clearly growing your company, right? You've got good understanding of how to grow, and you engage in some exciting projects. You're going into future-proof projects. So IoT is just appearing more in every office and every house, and more of those devices essentially working for us. I'm really impressed how you think about this and how you operate, right, and how you talk about this. And Michael, if someone would like to find out a little bit more about the company and what you do in the next projects, maybe contact you, where could they find more information?
About the project or what we are doing now to find a project. Okay, we have two. We have two main points. Let's say the website and the wiki. I think the most point of contact for people that are interested in what we do is the wiki, because what we try to do in the wiki is to publish what we do and which kind of project we work, which technology we touch. We give sometimes suggestions, sometimes we publish articles, we publish about experience. It's totally open source. It means that people that want to write an article or to write about the technologies or to review one article, and it's able to do through a peer code review using GitHub and said, okay, I think that this will be changed. So this is the way to contact us. And then, of course, main point of contact is always the website or our LinkedIn account whenever they want, because I'm open to receive connection from people if the people show me that they is interested in something that we do. It's not always like that, but you cannot, it cannot be perfect.
And I hope some listeners will be interested to reach out and maybe ask you if there's some synergy, maybe you can work together. Michael, thank you very much for...
I will let to reply. I think that the synergy is the right word. I think that the synergy is the right word. If they want to join and to collaborate with us, I think that it's a good opportunity.
Amazing. And I hope we're going to create people interested in finding out more. But thank you very much for sharing about your projects and how you started the company, how you're growing, how you think about business, and how you operate. It was very informative conversation. I've learned a lot from you. So Michael, thank you very much for this.